Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sylvia, the CEO of CsylvicCraft. Today I'm going to show you how to make this design. To make the design, I'll be using 3mm seed bead and 2mm seed bead as well, two colors, gold and white. And this is what it looks like. Now I'll be working with my cutter and my flat nose plier, and I'm working with my fishing line point 30 and 35. And the 35 I'm going to use it to mat, while I use the 30 for the embellishment. And why I'm doing this, why I'm using different sizes of fishing line, is because I don't want to use my needle while doing the matting, and point 35 is stronger, so I can use it without, I can do my matting without using beading needle. And but with point 30 it will be a bit difficult, but it's something you can do. If you don't have, if you're not using your needle, you can also use 30, but for this tutorial I'm just using 35 fishing line. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram at CsylvicCraft, Facebook at CsylvicCraft, and you can visit my website if you want to place any order. If you have any design in mind, or you saw a design in my platform and you want to order for it, you can easily go to my website to make your orders, and the links I will drop below this video. You can check us out on those platforms I mentioned. So to get started, I'm going to pick 3 seed bead. This is the design. This is what it looks like, and this is the bracelet, like this. So to get started, I'm going to start with using my 3mm seed bead. That's the size 3 seed bead. I'm going to pick 3 seed bead. Pick 3 seed beads, and I'll let it drop at the middle. Then I'll pick one to crisscross. Once I crisscross, I have it like this. This is what I'll have. Then the next thing, I'm going to pick one on my right, one on my left, one on my right and one on my left. Then I'll take one to crisscross. I'll crisscross with one in this pattern. Then again, one on my right, one on my left, and I'll take one to crisscross. I'll crisscross with one on my right, one on my left. That's what I will continue till I get to the length I want it. So this is what it looks like. I'll do this one more time. I'll pick one seed bead on my right, one seed bead on my left, then I'll crisscross with one. I'll do my crisscrossing with one. So I'll continue in this pattern. If you're making your bracelet or necklace with this design, continue in this pattern till you get to the length you want it. So once I get to the length I want, then I will show you the next step. For the sake of this tutorial, this is the length I want to stop at. This is what it looks like. This is what I have. So now if I want to go to the second row, what I'll do now, I'm going to pick 2 on one side. Can either be your right or your left. It doesn't matter at this point. You just pick 2 and drop it one side. Then you take 1 and crisscross. You take 1 to crisscross it. So once you crisscross, you see this fishing line. You see where it's facing now. It's facing you. It's facing by the side. It's facing the side of your matting, no longer the top part. So what next? The next thing I'm doing now is this. I'm going to pick 1 on my right, then I will drop it, and I'll pick the next one, then the third one. Now the third one I will use to crisscross. I'll use the third one to crisscross those beads. Once I crisscross it, I have the second one attached like this, the second row. That's how to make your matting. So at this point, this is what it looks like. So the next thing I will be doing now, I'll continue with since I'm here, I'm going to take my left needle and I'll pass it through this next bead and in front here. Remember, don't skip any bead. I'll pass it to this bead in front, then I will pull. Once I pull, I have it like this. And I'm going to pick 1 on my right and crisscross and pick another one, making it 2 beads. Pick another one, that's the second one, and crisscross with my other fishing line. Then when I crisscross, I have it like this. This is what it will look like. And I will do that one more time. I'm going to pass my needle through this bead in front. Then I will pull it tight. Once I do that, this is what it will look like. Then I'll pick 1 on my right, then I'll take 1 to crisscross it. Once I crisscross, I'll get the same shape. So once I crisscross, this is what I have after crisscrossing. Then I'll pass this design. I want you to see very well. This is what I'm doing. I'm going to pass. Remember, this is what I have here. Then I'm going to pass through the one in front. Don't skip any bead, like this. Then pull. Once you pull, you have it like this. Then the next thing, this fishing line on your right, make sure you pick 1 bead and drop. Pick 1 bead on it, then take a second bead and crisscross with the left fishing line you're working with. Then you pull it. Once you pull, you get this. This is what you have. Then I will do this once I get to the end, then I'll show you the next step. At this point, this is where my fishing line is coming out from. So I have the last one here. So what I'm going to do at this point is just to take my left fishing line. I'll take my left fishing line, pass it through this last bead by the side, like this. Then I'll pull it. So once I pull, this is what I will have. Then the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to turn this bead, having it like this. Then when you turn it this way, make sure that your bead where you have your fishing line is facing towards your direction. Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to pick with this same fishing line I passed through. I used in passing through the last bead by the side. I'm going to pick one bead on it. Remember now it's facing me. One bead on it, and I'll pick one on the same fishing line. Then I'll crisscross with the other fishing line. That's with my left fishing line. Then once I crisscross it, you see I have it. The second one is attached. So this is what it will look like as you continue doing this design. So I'm going to show you how to attach the third row, and that will be it. Then I'll show you how to embellish it. So once you get to the end of the design, when you get to the length you want, when you decide to try this tutorial out, once you get to your length, then you start embellishment. But for the sake of this tutorial, I'm going to stop at the third row. So having it like this, now I'll pick 2 seed beads with the fishing line facing me like this. This fishing line is towards my direction. Then I'm going to pick 1 seed bead. Again, that's making a third one. Pick 1 seed bead and crisscross with it. I'll crisscross with it. Once I crisscross, then I have the third row attached like this. This is what I have. So to continue with this design, remember the same thing we did in the second row, just to take your left fishing line, pass it through this bead, the one on top, then pick one on your right and one on your left, and you crisscross. One on my right, then I will crisscross with one. Then I'll crisscross with this one like this. So now this is it. So go ahead and make this design. So once I get to the third one, the next thing to do at this point, I will tie it for the sake of this tutorial, but make sure you get to the third row, the fourth one, whatever shape you want it. So after tying it, once you get to the length you want, make sure you tie. After tying, you use your cutter to cut out the excess fishing line. So this is it. As soon as I've gotten to the length I want it, this is what I have. So the next thing to do, I'll show you how to embellish this design to get this design. Remember, this is the bracelet. When you put it on, you have it like this. Now for the embellishment, you decide what and the seed bead you're using. For this design, if you look through this side like this, the gold you're seeing is 4mm crystal bicon. That's what I use for the embellishment for this part. And when you look at the body, I use seed bead 11 gold for the embellishment. So this point, the judgment is just to make decide whether you're using a different color 11, a different color 8, depending on what you want, or you want to use a crystal. You even if you use 6 mm crystal is okay. If you use 4 mm like I did here is okay. So just decide what you want for this design. So but for this tutorial I'm going to be using 11/0 seed bead gold and 11/0 white for the embellishment. That's what I use for this design. So to start our embellishment, I'm going to take my needle size 9 fishing line 0.30. I'm going to attach it to this bead here, the one we did before. Then what I will do now, I'm just going to pass my needle through one of the beads here. Then I will pull tight. Once I pull, I will make a loop here. I'll find a way to make a loop. Then I will tie. Make sure it's tight so that you secure your fishing line. Make sure it's tight, very tight. Then I will make a loop again. Then I will tie. I will make a loop the third time. I will tie it. Once I tie, this is what I have. My needle and fishing line is secured. So I'm going to take my cutter to cut out this other part. At this point, what I'm going to be doing, I'll be picking 3 seed bead. This is where my fishing line is coming out from now. This is what I have. So I'll pass through this bead in front here, like this. So what I'm going to do, I'll be picking 2. You can decide picking 2 seed bead that's white, or you also pick 3 of it if you want. So but for this tutorial, I'm going to be picking 3 of it. That's what I use for the design I showed you. So 3 white, 1 gold, and another white 3. So I have it like this. Then I will let it drop. Coming out of this bead here, this particular bead, here, I'm going to pass my needle through this next one here, like this. Then I will pull. Once I pull, this is what I have. But remember, you can decide whether to pick 3 or 2. Sometimes you pick 1 depending on the shape and pattern you want to achieve. If I want this design to be flatter, I can use 2 or even 1 white, gold, and 1. Then I pass through it. So coming out from this part, I'm going to pick 3 again. 3 white, 1 gold, and 3 whites again. 3 white like this. Then I'll pass it coming out of this bead here. This bead I'm going to pass through this one in front. Then I'll pull it. Once I pull, I have the second one attached. Then once I turn this way, I can pass my needle through this bead here. Then I'll pull. So decide how you want your embellishment to look. Decide what you want. Be creative with this design. At this point, I've shown you the base, so you decide how you want it to look, the finishing. So coming out of this bead, I'm going to pass through those beads here. Then I have this attached. So this bead, you can embellish it in 2 ways. This one I showed you is one. The next way you can do your embellishment is this, and which I think will be easier for you and it will not be confusing. So what you do, just pass your needle through the bead, those ones by the side, you pull it. This is where we're coming out from this bead here. Then you're going to pick 3 whites, 1 gold, 3 whites, like this. Then what you do, coming out of this particular bead here, I'm going to pass through the one in front, just straight line, and I'll pull it. Once you pull, you have this. It looks close together, but it's a design on its own. So you coming out from there, you pick another white, 3, 1 gold, and another 3 whites, another white like this, and pass it through the bead in front like this. Then you pull it. So once you pull, you have it like this. So go ahead and make this design. So continue like this, continue in this same pattern till you get to your desired length. Go ahead and make this design. If this video was helpful, don't forget to give a thumbs up. Drop your comment if there's any. If you have a concern, let me know. Go ahead and make this design. And if it's your first time of watching my videos, don't forget to subscribe if you've not done so for more interesting video. Share my videos, like them, and give a thumbs up. See you next time. Bye bye.